Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Veda and this is The Simple Budget. Here on my channel I show you how my family is using the zero-based budgeting method in order to get out of debt and simplify our financial life. If that sounds like content that you're interested in, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little crew here. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. Hey there everyone, and happy Monday to you. I hope that your weekend was fantastic. Mine was so productive. I have been moving through the house kind of at a slowly reasonable pace and just kind of deep cleaning everything for spring. And I got both of my kids' bedrooms done this weekend. But after doing that, I was like, you know what? I think I need to come up with a cleaning schedule where I deep clean one room of the house a month so that I don't leave it all for spring and fall. Because a deep clean once a year is good enough for me as long as it's being dusted and vacuumed on a weekly basis, you know? So anyways, not that you asked, but after doing 2 rooms in one weekend, I was like, why do I do this seasonally? Why don't I just spread this out over the course of the year so that I'm not overwhelming myself? But it feels good. It definitely felt like a huge accomplishment, especially after such a productive week in my garden last week. I put a lot of the finishing touches on that as well. So now we're just kind of sitting back and waiting for everything to grow, which requires more patience than I think I was prepared for. So anyways, I also have to be the bearer of bad news and tell you that Mr. Simple is not with us in today's video. We just couldn't get it timed properly for this weekend so that he could be present for this. But he will be back in next week's cash stuffing. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. We are stuffing $837 today, and I will just go ahead and count this really quickly and we will get into it. 1, 2, 3, 54, 50, 70, 90, 510, 530, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 600, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh, what is this? 700, 10, 20, 30, 40, 55, 65, 75, 85, and 95, 800, 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 837. So we've got it all here. And once again, my theory comes true that the counting is possible mostly when Mr. Simple is not here. I can blame him when he's not here to defend himself, obviously. All right, let me get this all straightened. All right, I'm gonna just pop into my wallet here really quickly. I do have some rollover ones if you watched my weekly check-in from Friday. This was left over from my grocery purchase from last week, so hurrah, that's the first time in a long time that has happened. And if you happen to be new, I go ahead and I save my receipts and then I upload them into cashback apps that I have in my phone. If you've never heard of them before, I do have all of the ones that I use linked below and my referral codes for them. If you use my referral codes for these cashback apps, I will get bonus points in them, but you will too. Basically, the long and short of it is you take pictures of your paper receipts, you upload them into the app, and then you will accrue points from your receipts. Sometimes you always, for each of them, you get some sort of reward just for scanning in a receipt. But depending on which app you're using, sometimes you'll get bonus rewards if you buy products that are, highlighted in that particular app for that week. So it's definitely worth it. It adds up, and then eventually it'll benefit you. You can trade them in for sometimes just straight cash or gift cards. It just depends on which app you're using. So look into it if you've never heard of them before. It's definitely a way that we have been able to kind of supplement certain funds in our house from time to time. So we've enjoyed that. Also, I do have some change that I can't even catch. My goodness, it's all falling outside of everywhere but my hand. Yeah, that's it there. Also left over from cash purchases this week as well. It's usually just my grocery shopping because that's the most consistent in-person or cash shopping that I do. And we count this up once a year, and then we will usually put it toward whatever sinking fund we are most concerned about at the beginning of the year. I think this past year we did vacation, but I'm not 100% sure. I think. Anyways, if Mr. Simple was here, he would let me know, or I'm sure all of you are screaming at the screen now who have been watching for a while and remember that. So anyways, let's just jump right in here. We've got grocery up first, and it's getting $3.86 this week. I think it was like the beginning of the month, I pretty significantly overspent in groceries. Here, as it turns out, I've had a little bit of like food overage left over from week to week, so it's kind of worked out. But we are stuffing this less this week because of that. So I'll be stuffing $3.86 today. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 50, 70, 80, 5, and 6. And I do stuff the dollar bills in case you're wondering why I hold so closely to my numbers. First of all, my husband and I are pretty adamant about pretty much budgeting to the cent. It's like a fun game for us now, but I will you never know if something that pops up as $1 that you're going to need in your groceries, like if you have in your grocery bill. If I have this $1 left over, obviously I'll save it for my savings challenges, but honestly and truly, we have really found that we've been benefited the most by sticking to the actual dollar amount and just kind of working within those confines. It helps you to kind of stay on track. But also, literally every cent counts. So we budget every cent. Taxes is up next. It's getting $10 today. So I will just grab a 10. Now in taxes, we have $50, $70, $80, $95, $101 in taxes. We also use this money to help pay the gentleman who prepares our taxes as well. So it all comes from the same bucket. Medical is up next, and it is getting $20 today. Oh, I always do this. I pull out my placeholders with my cash. I make these, by the way. If you have never seen, I have them listed in my Etsy shop, and I will be introducing one new style as well when I do my shop relaunch in the month of June. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Stay tuned for that. This is like a complete sidebar and something I wasn't planning on talking about, but I launched my physical products for the first time in June of last year. And so it's just one of those things where I feel the need to revamp it from time to time. But also as a 1-year anniversary present to my shop, I was like, let's just go in and revamp everything and add some new goodies and do some fun stuff. So I am going to have a relaunch sale as well. So if you have been wanting to purchase products from me but have been waiting for a sale, it's not going to be as much of a discount as my January 1st sale, but it's going to be really close. So definitely stay tuned for that. Again, launching some new products, things that I've been working really hard to design, new dashboards, new sizes of dashboards, because I've been asked a lot for those as well. So anyway, stay tuned. It's going to be good stuff. Did I grab the medical money? I don't think I did, but if I'm missing $20 at the end, we'll know why, right? Now in medical, I have $250 in the bank, $270, $290, $300, $10, $15, $20, $1, $2, $3, and $4. So $324 in medical. And as we found last year, building this one up while we're paying down our debt in conjunction with having an emergency fund is actually very helpful, because we had 2 emergency room visits last year, and we didn't need to tap into our emergency fund because we had been building this sinking fund as well. So that was definitely an important life lesson for us, and one that we definitely put the effort toward building up medical. So Just in case you're new to this and you're wondering why we have an emergency fund and we build up these kind of major expenses in sinking funds, that's also why. Car expenses is no way. Oh, I thought I was skipping it. No, it's getting $15 this week. Oops. I love to grab 2 10s, don't I? I really tried that. 10 and a 5. And now in car expenses, we've got, again, $250 in the bank, $270, right? 50, 270, 290, 310, 330, 50, 70, 90, 400, 10, 25, 35, 45, 50, goodness, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and 359. Oh no, 459 in car expenses. And no, Mr. Simple still has not made our oil change appointment, but we'll get there. We actually, like, to alleviate any of your concerns, we don't drive all that often. My job is very close to home, and he works from home a good chunk of the time. So we don't really have, like, an oil change is not something that's like we're putting hundreds of miles on the car a week or something like that, that you really have to be concerned, or that we really have to be concerned about it. Not that you would be that concerned, but in case you're wondering why we're like, oh, we'll put it off. Oh, we'll put it off. That's also why. So anyways, home maintenance is up next, and it's going to be getting $15 this week. And this one really took a hit. If you watched my last weekly check-in, which was like the longest weekly check-in known to man, I knew the video was going to be an hour long, and it really was. It like just went over an hour. But we spent a lot from home maintenance last week. And what was I going to say? Oh, I got that scrubber thing in the mail finally. So I'm going to use it for the first time this week. So I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'll probably be able to update you in Friday's weekly check-in. So stay tuned for that. I'm really anxious to use it on my shower. And now in home maintenance, we have 10, 20, 30, 45, 55, 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64. So this one definitely could use a build-up, that's for sure. Households is up next. It's getting $15 this week. And I think, yeah, I just did a 10 and a 5. Can you believe it? Even though there are no ones in here, I did a 10 and a 5. So, I don't know, put that on your 2024 bingo. Toiletries is up next. It's going to be getting $20. And even though I do have ones in here, I split it up like I always do. I did a 10, a 5, and 5 ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do like to have, I've mentioned this 1,000 times, so I'm sorry if you're hearing this again for the millionth. I like to have small bills in the categories that I spend from frequently, just because I find that it makes it easier if I have the change present in my envelopes. So anyways, now in toiletries, I have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Clothes is up next, and it's going to be getting $20 this week. And this one has also been taking a hit lately, so hopefully we can build this one back up. Now in clothes, we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 75, 76, 77, and 78. There's a fine line when it comes to spending, especially as a person who used to be very, very spendy in a frivolous way. And I find now that the envelopes being low in money makes me nervous, or makes me feel like anxious a little bit, but that I'm also like, the money is here to be spent on these things. And the goal is not, especially for the categories of your spending where you have to replenish things a lot, like groceries and household and toiletries. The goal is to not have this huge pad of cash just sitting there, because that money could be put to better use in a different category in your budget. You're supposed to be spending from these things that you spend from on a regular basis. And if you do have huge chunks of cash in them, obviously for things like home maintenance and car maintenance and medical, you want to treat those more like long-term sinking funds that you just continually pad up because you don't know when an emergency is going to hit where you need to use a lot of cash. But in like high turnover envelopes or categories of your budget, like clothing and toiletries and household items and groceries, things that you're pretty regularly spending from, you don't want huge chunks of cash in there because it's not a long-term sinking fund. It's supposed to serve you in the immediate. So I have to remind myself of that when these envelopes get depleted, that no, actually, this is a good thing because it means that we're not overstuffing it to the detriment of another category in our budget. So if you're finding yourself in the same way as me and you're kind of learning this process as you go, because we've only been, I say only, it's been a little while now. So we're about 1.25 years into cash budgeting and zero-based budgeting and all that kind of stuff. And one of the things that took us a little bit of time to figure out was how to properly fund each category. But I feel like we're in a good way now where we've kind of figured that out. And this is actually the proof of that because we are spending from them. We do still every now and then, like we really struggle with household and toiletries, like really nailing that number down. But by and large, I feel like gotten into a good rhythm where we've picked appropriate dollar amounts for each category from month to month. And the proof is in that we do have money in high yield savings accounts now for some of our long-term, scarier envelopes like medical and car expenses, but that in clothes and toiletries and household, we kind of always are running right down to the bottom. And that's because they are things that you spend from on a regular basis, especially if you have kids and they're growing, you're always buying them clothes to meet those very basic needs. So I have to remind myself not to make an idol out of a large balance in the envelope, if that makes sense. So you guys will have to let me know if you're the same. I know that like we're all similar, like trying to figure out the numbers and figuring out what works for us. And I'm pretty sure that everybody has struggled with this at some point, but I really do find myself making an idol out of a chunky envelope. And I'm like, that's not the point, Veda. The point is that you have enough money there to spend when you need to spend it, especially for things that you're spending regularly. So anyways, I will pop away from my tangent, but I just wanted to note that's like something that I really regularly come into contact with in my own brain, and curious if you guys feel the same way. So finance coach is being skipped this week. These envelopes at the back of our high priority sinking funds are just stuffed once a month. Just because they're smaller numbers that we are saving for in the course of a year, and finance coach is just $60 in a year. And since Mr. Simple is not here, he doesn't need a balance check, and so I'm not going to count that. And same with HOA, it is also being skipped this week because it is only stuffed once a month. But Union Dues is getting its monthly stuff this week, and it's going to be getting $15. This is from Mr. Simple's job, if I have never addressed this when you have been watching my channel. Because I know that we can kind of fly through our envelopes from time to time and forget that this may be somebody's first time watching and they're like, wait, what in the world is Union Dues? That's what it is. It's for my husband's job. So he has to pay them once a year. So now in Union Dues, I have 50, 60, 70, 85, 90, 1, and 2. So $92 in Union Dues. And that's going to do it for our high priority sinking funds. We do have $1,000 sitting in our high yield savings account. But that one is not being added to until we are done paying off our debt, which we're close to. We're close, but we still have a little ways to go. So next up, we've got our low priority sinking funds. And I'm realizing now that I actually forgot to make a transfer from this envelope to a different one. It's a really long story, so it would be way too much to explain to you guys, but basically this $30 is going into my envelope, so I'm just gonna put that right here. Yeah, it would just be way too much. Well, here, the long and short of it is that I had transferred money. I had money sitting in PayPal that was mine, and it got spent from when we made a dine out purchase. And so Mr. Simple was like, just take the $30 actually in the envelope and put that in your envelope to compensate for that purchase, because that money that was sitting in PayPal was mine, and the Chick-fil-A that we got was spent from PayPal. So that was maybe a little less convoluted than I thought it was going to be, but here we find ourselves. It is being stuffed this week, $5. Whoops, there we go. And that's all she's gotten there now is $5. Oh, don't not cooperate. There we go. Ooh, no, I'm just flying past all kinds of envelopes. Haircuts is up next, and it's getting $15 this week. And no, I have not made my daughter's appointment. And I was actually laughing in the comments for the last one because one of my subscribers said, when you get to the haircuts envelope, I'll be thinking to myself, I wonder if she made the appointment for her daughter this week. And almost as soon as she's done thinking that, I always say, and no, I haven't made her appointment yet. I swear, guys, it's gonna happen. And I'm just gonna absolutely blow you all away when I get there. So anyways, now in haircuts, we have 100, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, and 87. So 187 in haircuts. Whoops. All right, home decor is being skipped because we are now only stuffing home decor from our side income instead of making it a part of our like regular income budget. So if you want to see how we're doing that, I have been making videos and uploading them every week for how I budget my side income. And I have 3 up so far, right? Yes, I have 3 up so far. So I'll go ahead and leave my most recent one linked for you now. But you know, catch them all. I'm only doing it for this month of April, and maybe I will do this like, I don't know, once or twice a year for you guys, just so that people can kind of see how I choose to do it from time to time. But it's interesting. The videos aren't very long, but adding this extra bit of content into my schedule from a weekly basis, I've been like, oh, I've really got to plan around this. So anyways, I went on a tangent, as I am wont to do, but that's why home decor is being skipped, because it's only stuffed from the side income. Dates is up next. It's getting $5 as well this week. There we go. And now in dates, we have 100, 200, 50, 300, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, and $400 in dates. We definitely need to go on our date. And we are also gonna maybe just throw in a little, Mr. Simple's birthday is this week. So wish him a happy birthday if you happen to be watching today. He is 41. We had a big 40th birthday party for him last year. And yeah, very, very grateful that he was born. He is a lovely, lovely human, and you guys all seem to be very entertained by him as well. So I think our date is going to be like a little combo, birthday and, you know, paying down. If you caught my most recent debt update, we did pay off our largest balance credit card. So whenever we pay off a debt, we treat ourselves by going out on a date. And so we are due for one, but we'll just roll Mr. Simple's birthday celebration into it too, because we don't, especially while we're paying down debt, we don't like do big celebrations. We celebrate our kids' birthdays because it's not their fault that we're in debt. But for us, we don't do like big birthday celebrations for each other, but we'll roll his into this one. Cause I think we did something similar around my birthday in December. So it all worked out. But I'm making him a cheesecake. Cheesecake and pecan pie are his 2 favorite desserts. I'm just going to go on a little Mr. Simple tangent here. Cheesecake and pecan pie are his 2 favorite desserts, and he always gets pecan pie at Thanksgiving time because it's like in my lineup of pies that I make. But I do also like to, for his birthday and then for Father's Day, I will tell him to choose which dessert he wants for each celebration. And so it's been quite a while since I made him a cheesecake. And so he was like, I really want that. So I'm going to make that for him for his birthday. And by the way, if you, I know cheesecake can seem like a daunting task, but it's actually really easy. And I follow my like classic go-to, hands down, the best cheesecake ever is Martha Stewart's New York style cheesecake. I'll leave it linked down in the description bar for you guys. It's a 10-inch cheesecake, so it's huge. But oh my gosh, the flavor is so, so, so delicious. And, you know, I used to live outside of New York City, and I've tried a variety of different cheesecake from a bunch of different New York restaurants, including Junior's, which is like the classic go-to. Everybody tells you to go to Junior's for cheesecake. It's not that good. I don't understand why that's the go-to. I've had so much better cheesecake at so many other places in New York City. I don't know why people recommend Junior's. Probably the New Yorkers are going to come for me now, but I don't care. But none is as good as homemade. I can promise you that. So I will leave the recipe linked for you below. Give it a try. I promise you that that cheesecake sounds scarier than what it is, but if you follow all of the directions, you will have the best, most delicious cheesecake of all time. And you will, like me, probably only want to make it once a year, but it's, oh my gosh, guys, it's so good. Definitely worth it. Anyways, I'm done on my tangent now and we can move along. Speaking of Mr. Simple, his envelope is up next. This is his spending money, and he is getting $15 today. Oh my goodness. Keep pulling out. No, I still have not put in his $500 placeholder either. I'm terrible. He's getting 15. So here, let me grab 10 and a 5. There we go. Oh, he's got one in there. Okay. So now in his spending, he has $750 in the bank, 800, 850, 860, 70, 80, 95. Oh, 900, 1 and 2. So 902 in his spending. He did have over 1,000, but he bought himself some new earbuds from Bose, and he is really loving them. So it was definitely worth it for him, that purchase. Hers is up next. This is my spending. I am getting 34. So 20, 30, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oops. As well as the $30 that is sitting right here. There we go. So now in my spending, I have 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 95, 100, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26. I have no idea why I have so many ones, but I have $126 in my spending. And oh my gosh, you guys, I'm trying not to go overboard. You guys are gonna have to let me know. I'm the type of personality where I'm like 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. I don't have gray area. I'm like an extreme hot and cold type of person. But now that we've been like setting up the backyard garden, I am obsessed with just like adding to it. So now I have this idea in my head of like either a creeping rose vine or honeysuckle on my fence. Just to, it's not really like a privacy thing. It's mostly just because first of all, I love honeysuckle. And I love roses. And roses do really well in our environment here because it's definitely drier than the East Coast. It's not as dry as California. We are more humid than California. But I do laugh when Texans complain about the humidity. I'm like, you guys don't know from humidity. So it's definitely drier here, and roses do really, really well in Texas. So if you did not know that and you are a Texan and you love roses, plant you some rose bushes because they smell so good and they attract pollinators and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I've been like looking at Etsy at like different rose varieties and stuff that I can get. Cause the one plant nursery that I go to here a lot, is called Fossil Creek Tree Farm. And they do have some roses there, but nothing that I was like particularly blown away by. But I also love the idea of setting up trellises in my fence for roses. So I can't decide if I want to do rose or honeysuckle. I don't have a big enough backyard to do both, especially because of the way that the light hits certain spots, because both of them would require some full sun, and the other side of my fence is just like straight shade. So it just wouldn't do well there, and it would do well in this one section. So I don't know. Leave your answer down below if I should do creeping roses or honeysuckle. And I know that honeysuckle can be considered invasive. It is not. I don't think it's an invasive species in Texas. And there are other varieties that you can grow that are not invasive. So that's not an issue for me. I can find the non-invasive species of honeysuckle. So now you guys will just have to let me know which one I should do. And also, if you have the same childhood honeysuckle memes that I do, where you would go up to the honeysuckle and like pull off the flower and, you know, pull the little stem out and eat the nectar. Am I the only weirdo who did that? I hope not. Also, I didn't realize this, but some honeysuckle varieties have fruit, or maybe all of them do. I don't know. But I was like, oh, who wouldn't love like a honeysuckle turned berry on your fence, and then just let my kids go out and pick those out and eat them, unless they're poisonous, which I also have to look into. Clearly, I have some more research to do, but this is all from discussing my spending, you guys. This is like, I have no chill. I'm just, again, 0 to 60. Anyways. Moving right along. Pretty Hair is up next, and this one funds my haircut, and it is getting $10 today. And now in Pretty Hair, I have 20, 30, 45, 51. And my next haircut is until June, so I've got lots of time to save up for my haircut and the tip for my hairdresser. Family Fun is up next. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did I not stuff it? I did. It is getting $10 today. And now in Family Fun, we have 20, 30, 40, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, and 64. Speaking of Family Fun, I think we were talking in, I don't remember which of my most recent videos, but about all the great 90s like family movies that there were, because I just watched It Takes Two with my kids a couple weeks ago, and they loved it. And then this past weekend, we watched Beethoven with them. Oh my gosh, guys. Seriously, the 90s had the best family movies. Beethoven was so cute, and my kids absolutely loved it. And my daughter was bawling when the dad had to take Beethoven in to maybe be put down. So it just was like one of those, like, man, these movies were so good. So leave your 90s favorites in the comments down below, because I would absolutely love to just come up with a great list of family movie night movies to watch with the kids that are like wholesome and feel good and just, I don't know, just really good ones. They also appreciate both Parent Traps and both Mary Poppins, although as much as I love Emily Blunt, I was not a fan of the Mary Poppins Returns. You just can't improve upon Julie Andrews, and they should have left that one alone. But anyways, moving on. House Project is up next. It's getting $69 today, which nice. But it's a weird number because it was being restuffed from a return. So it would have had a more normal number in here, but we returned an item, and that money is going back into House Project as a result of that. So 50, 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. And I was laughing when the number added up to be 69, because I was like, oh, if Mr. Simple was here, he'd be like, nice. So I'm sure he'll say it right now while he's watching the video, because he does watch my videos, and he reads your comments, by the way. And he laughs and just thinks that you guys are fantastic as well as me. So anyways, now in House Project, we have 1, 2, 300, 50, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 10, 20, 30, 5, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 560. So well on our way to our screen doors, which I'm so excited about. So excited about it. Yay. All right, that's gonna do it for low priority sinking funds. And then last up for the day, we've got our holiday sinking funds. And first up is gifts. Where'd it go? Oh, I was like, I know we did not skip it this week. Gifts is getting $10. And now in gifts, we have 20, 30, 45, 46, and 47. Oops. Partay is up and it's getting $10 as well. Saving up for my son's birthday party now in August. So we've got a little bit of time and he wants to actually go somewhere. So that's going to be a fun one too. Like I would much rather not host a birthday party, but I do for my children, obviously. But he was like, no, I want to go somewhere this year. So he's chosen the place and I was like, fine by me. Now I don't have to come up with a menu and have a bunch of kids in my house and hallelujah. So now in Partay, we have 50, 60, 75, 76. Valentine's Day is being skipped. These small holidays are only stuffed once a month usually, and Valentine's Day and Easter both have already had their stuff for the month, so they will both be skipped. And vacation is getting $10 this week. Oops. I am not even going to bother counting what's in the bank because Mr. Simple has the ultimate total of that one. And, you know, mathing is not really my forte. So in the envelope here, we have 50, 100, 50, 200, 50, 300, 50, 400. That's more than I thought. 20, 40, 50, 65, 71. So $471 in our vacation envelope, and I think we have somewhere around $2,700 or $2,800 in the bank. Part of the vacation money is saving for my mom and sister's visit to us at the end of May, which I am beyond ecstatic about. And then obviously, you know, like we're gonna take a family vacation this summer as well. So we're still deciding on our location, which we really need to nail down because I think this time last year, we had our Airbnb booked by now. We really need to do that because, you know, we need to. Next step is back to school, and it's getting $10 this week. And now in back to school, we have 100, 20, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So $155 in back to school. Halloween is our little holiday that's being stuffed today. It's getting $12. So 10, 11, and 12. And now in Halloween, we have 50, 60, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and $80. Whoops. There we go. Thanksgiving is also being stuffed. It's getting $15. This one gets a more regular stuff just because Thanksgiving is expensive. It's food and it's pricey food. So this one gets stuffed about twice a month, I would say. But now in Thanksgiving, we have 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 5, and 10. So 110 in Thanksgiving. And we discovered, like last year, we didn't even host Thanksgiving. We were invited somewhere and I made, I'm trying to remember. I made a couple desserts, a side dish, and an appetizer, and it wiped us out. Like it completely cleared out our Thanksgiving envelope. So I definitely need to save more for Thanksgiving than I originally thought that I did. So, you know, live and learn. Christmas is up next. It's getting $75 this week. So 50, 70, and 5. All right. And now on Christmas, we've got 500 in the bank. 6, 7, 50, 8, 50, 9, 50, 1,000, 50, 100, 20, 30. Whoa. No. So 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 5, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, and 94. So $1,194 total set aside for Christmas. So that's wonderful. And this kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about. Like your sinking funds that you're building up throughout the year, depending on what they're for, you can use them to supplement an emergency if you really need to, in addition to the $1,000 emergency fund that you have. Obviously, you don't want to pull away from Christmas if it's going to impact your kids. But if you save for more than just gifts for your kids and you have a legit financial emergency, take away all the other money that doesn't fall into your kids' budget and use that toward your emergency too. Not that you asked, but these are just like things that we've picked up along the way when we've had to consider different things that have popped up throughout the year and while we've been saving up debt. So that's definitely something that we have always said is on the chopping block in the event of an emergency, that our entire Christmas budget goes away except for what we plan to buy for our kids, and that budget we don't touch. Just in the event of a significant financial emergency that we need like immediate cash for right away. So, just like offering little tips for you. Also, in case you're wondering kind of how we make the mental game work while we're discussing different aspects of budgeting. Last up for the day is pool. Oh, pulled out my placeholder again. It's getting $16. And this one we're actually almost done saving for. We just have to save in May, and then it is done, like done. And then we have to get the pool membership by June 1st. So very exciting. This one was one that we had to come up with the money for the pool membership last year from our escrow check, because we got money back from escrow. And so that was nice that we were able to fund our pool membership through that. But from that point going forward, we were like, we need a pool envelope so that we can just save for this throughout the year. And so that's what we've been doing. So very, very exciting. So if we do get an escrow check this year, we don't have to put it toward our pool membership, which is also nice, because we likely, knowing Mr. Simple, he's going to be like, let's put 50% of that at debt. Well, maybe not 50%, but he'll be thinking about it. Anyways, now in pool, we have $250 in the bank, $300, $10, $20, $35, $45, $46, $47, $48, $49, $50, $51, and $52. So we have $352 and we need $375. So the overage that we put toward this in May will just go toward funding, the beginning of funding next year. We're not going to take that money and repurpose it or anything. We'll just roll it into next year's savings for the pool membership. And then last up, we are adding these $4 that were left over from groceries this week into the $1 savings challenge. So we got that going for us. And we don't count this one from week to week because we like to be surprised whenever we do count it, even though it's been a little light lately because the grocery bill has been a struggle. So, but you guys are all experiencing the same thing as well. It's hard out here. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below saying hi. Let me know if you did anything fun this weekend, or if you also had a productive one, or if you're also dreading your spring cleaning like I am. And then I will be back here with you guys on Wednesday with my Etsy budget with me. Although this week is going to be my Etsy and YouTube budget with me, I think. Yes, because I will get paid my YouTube check this week as well. So I will be back with you on Wednesday with that one. So stay tuned so that you can kind of see the decisions that we make for our YouTube pay, which is different actually than the decisions that we make for our Etsy pay. So it's fun to watch the process unfold. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.